In which equations does x equal negative 99? Mark all that apply. For the first equation, we have negative x over 11 plus 3 equals 17. To isolate x, we're going to subtract 3 from each side. We do that because we designed it that way, because 3 minus 3, that gets us to 0. That's the key move in this solution right now. And now we have 17 minus 3 gives us 14, and we still have this negative x over 11 plus 0 equals 14. We're just going to rewrite this as negative 1 over 11 x. It's the same thing as what was written right here, equals 14. Next thing we're going to do is that we're going to multiply each side by the reciprocal, because our goal is 1x. To get to 1x, we're going to multiply each side by the reciprocal of that coefficient, which is negative 11 over 1. And we'll do that over here to this side as well. We can rewrite this multiplication problem like this. We can rewrite it as negative 11 times a negative 1 over 11. And all that multiplied by x equals, well, 14 times negative 11, which equals negative 154 over 1. On the left side here, we can cross cancel, and so 11 over 11, that now can become 1 over 1. And so we're now going to do this. We'll rewrite this one more time. We now have negative 1 times negative 1 over 1 multiplied by 1. We have x equals negative 154. Well, a negative times a negative, we know that's a positive, so that'll be a positive 1 over 1 times 1, which is 1. And so 1 over 1x equals negative 154. This right here is the same thing as 1, and so our answer is x equals negative 154. So A, x equals negative 154. Solve these as well. So here we go with B. We have 2 over 11x minus 3 equals negative 21. So now we're going to add 3 to each side, and we're left with 2 over 11x plus 0 equals negative 17. Our next step is that we're going to multiply by the reciprocal of 11 over 2, because our goal is to get 1x. So we multiply each side by 11 over 2. When we do this, multiplying by the inverse, all this right here reduces to 1 over 1. So we're left with 1 over 1x equals negative 17 over 1 multiplied by 11 over 2. Well, on the left we still have x, and on the right, negative 187 over 2. So we have x equals negative 187 over 2, which is the same thing as 93 and 5/10. So A's a no, B's a no. Let's go ahead and work on C. We have negative x over 7 plus 9 equals negative 13. So again, we'll rewrite this equation as negative 1/7 x plus 9 equals negative 13. We'll add 9 to each side. So negative 1/7 x equals negative 4. Now we're going to multiply each side by the reciprocal, which is going to be negative 7 over 1. And because we've done this, 7 over 7 becomes 1 over 1, so we're left with negative 1 over 1 multiplied by negative 1 over 1 x equals negative 4 times negative 7, that's equal to 28. Well, all this right here, negative times a negative, that's the same thing as a positive. And so this is going to be 1 over 1x equals 28. Or another way to rewrite this is x equals 28. So for C, x equals 28. For D, D will work right here. We're just going to go ahead and subtract 6 from each side. So we're left with 2/11 x equals negative 18. Now we're going to multiply each side by the reciprocal, and in doing so, this reduces to 1 over 1x. So we're left with 1 over 1x equals negative 18 times 11, which equals negative 198 over 2, which is the same thing as x equals negative 99. So x equals negative 99. So marking all apply, D is our answer.